You flush it down the drain. A tough loss against a very good Waco midway team. But we talked after the game briefly via text. Your kids fought. They showed a lot of heart later on in that game. They didn't just foul out. How have you built on that fight throughout practice this week?
Well, looking back at that, and we flushed it as fast as possible. But, in the moment, and I talked to our guys at halftime, that just about what we can control. And, the things that happened in the first half, those events, those moments that happened, those are in the past. We can't control those anymore. So, but what we can control is how we respond in the second half. And so for me, that was my message to them. I just wanted to see them respond in a positive way. And they did that. They went out there and outscored them in the second half. And so I was really, really pleased with the fight and the heart that our guys played with down to the end of the game. And, I talked to Coach Gillespie, very complimentary and of our team, and told him they got a great football team as well. But, he said a lot of positive things. And, you can't get down to a team that early, that fast. And that's really hard to overcome. But, again, very excited about the resolve and the fight our guys had in that second half and the way we chose to respond. And, that's been the message this week with our players, is we learned from what happened in week 1 and week 2 and some things we may have gotten away with in week 1
Thanks,
that we
Clint.
couldn't in week 2. And so losing magnifies everything.
No, you're good,
And,
Clint. Thank you.
We saw some areas where we need to get better in. And that's what non-district's about. You look at what you do well, what you don't do so well, and then you build on it and try to find ways to be successful. And no doubt Hutto, a great football team, but we're gonna have a challenge this week. But the guys did a great job responding this week in practice. New season for us, and all of our goals are right there in front of us. So our guys are really excited.
Dylan Snoga went out in that game against Waco Midway. I'm sure a lot of Raider Nation wondering what his status is going into this game tonight. Is he good to go? What are we looking at quarterback-wise?
But that's all it is. So
this evening?
I just make sure when
yes,
we go
Dylan
live.
is good to go. That was more of a precautionary moment there in the game and where we were at. And, Dylan wanted to go back in, but at the same time, we feel real good about our quarterback room. And Tillman Subak and then Alex Marcantoni came in, and they did a nice job and was really proud of those guys coming in and stepping up. And so, but Dylan is available for us tonight, and we're excited about him and what he does for our offense. But we have no doubt that we have a lot of confidence in those other guys as well. And so, but really excited. Dylan's ready to be back. He's had a great week of practice, and so he's going to be rocking and rolling tonight for us.
Then we've got to talk about the running game. Noah Devonish. You'd want to talk about another deep room offensively. Devin Patterson, Christian Hall. That's a three-headed monster. How excited are they, and how impressed have you been with those three guys as you head into district play here tonight?
Well, very excited about them. They're all dynamic in their own way. And the great thing about those three is they all complement each other within our offense. And, with Noah, just a little bit smaller, shiftier style back, but, can make one cut and get vertical. And he's got great vision, and Christian Hall is just, I talk about him. He's just a He-Man out there. He has some heroic efforts, whether he's out at the slot receiver and we're just, throwing him a bubble pass, or he's taking a handoff in the backfield, or even in the return game. And so he is dynamic and special when the ball is in his hands. And, Devin does a great job. He gets downhill, gets behind his pads. And, I rarely see Devin Patterson go backwards when he makes contact. He's always falling forward for that extra yards after contact, and really great hands out of the backfield too. So those three guys, just feeding them and getting them their touches and trying to keep that defense off balance is the goal for us and Coach Leonard and his guys. And so we're really excited about those three, and no doubt for us to be successful, they've got to share that load, and I'm excited to watch them do that.
I'm glad you mentioned Matt Leonard, offensive coordinator. He was just with Hutto for all those years, building that great offense that the Hippos had. Now he's with Cedar Ridge. You've got him on your side. What have those conversations been like? Because Coach Leonard definitely knows a lot of guys on that Hippos team still.
Yeah, a lot of familiarity there for sure. We've got Coach Leonard, who's our offensive coordinator. We have Coach Brian Gaylor, who's our special teams coordinator, and he was the co-DC over there for a while. So those guys, understand the dynamic over there, and they know those players, and the game planning was a little more familiar for them, and there's a lot more insight to our opponent than what we may have from some guys that we don't know about. And so Coach Leonard's he's excited. He was one of my first phone calls I made when I got this job, because I respected the heck out of what he's done there at Hutto and with that group, and he's able to put points up, and no doubt he's going to want to do that against his old team. And you never say one game is bigger than another. I tell our guys that this is the most important game on our schedule because it's the next game. And so, but for Coach Leonard, no doubt he's going to be excited and ready to put a bunch of points on the board.
Well, putting points on the board offensively is one thing. Defense, yes, Waco Midway put a ton of points up, but boy, that defensive line has been pretty impressive. Nelson, Passmore, Carraz, Sears, and then Matthew McMillan seems to be all over the place. And then Gabriel Cisneros had a great game, especially in the second half. What have you liked about your defense so far this season?
Yeah, that unit, they're special. You mentioned a lot of guys there, and Jalen Hamilton, Powers Wallace, to add a few more in there. And so, what we always preach to those guys is running to the football. Get yourself lined up, be gap sound up front. And then once you understand where the football's at, run to it as fast as you can. And our guys do that, and so that's exciting to see. And their energy this week at practice has been phenomenal. And for us, I'll give you a little insight too. We got a young guy that's coming over, been on the offensive side of the ball, helping out over there at receiver. He's going to come over and play some defense for us. He's going to be kind of like our Travis Hunter, and that's a young sophomore named Trent Bell.
Okay,
we've got a lot of excitement surrounding him, and so he's going to be playing safety for us back there, and definitely keeping an eye on certain personnel when they're in the game for Hutto.
Love it. Love it. Okay, Coach, before I let you go, big game tonight. Keys to victory for the Raiders against the Hippos.
Well, for us, man, I always tell we hang our hat on our core values, man. That's playing hard, playing smart, and being as physical as possible. And if we do those things, we're going to be in great shape. And offense, we got to execute, we got to finish drives and get points on the board. And defense, man, I'm really challenging those guys to swarm the ball carriers. Number 0, number 1, they're playmakers. Just putting a lot of stress on those guys and not allowing them to control this game. If they're gonna beat us, we got to go make them earn it, and they're not going to beat us with those guys. We're going to take them away. That's the defensive game plan, and try to make them go score or try to have success with other players that have not been factors for them. And then on special teams, we got to go be special. We've got a great kicker in Cooper Tugas, and I can't talk about him enough. And he tied the school record last week with a 48-yard field goal, and I'm really excited about him. He's very capable of breaking that. And who knows, we may get an opportunity tomorrow night, and he's up for the challenge. And I'm really excited about him. But got to be great in all three phases, and got to be sound and execute and give great effort and running the football on defense.
Well, Coach, go be great. Head coach Brian Vardaman of the Raiders, Cedar Ridge, first 25-6A district game of the season. It's tonight. It's coming up next against the Hutto Hippos right here on Vype Live.
Good evening from Dr. R.L. Peters Jr. Field at Dragon Stadium, Week 3 of the Texas high school football season, and it's a district battle here at Dragon Stadium. 25-6A between the Hutto Hippos and your Cedar Ridge Raiders. Hello, everyone. I'm Tyler Philbin alongside my good friend Kalen Hernandez. And Kalen, a little bit of a neutral site home game for Cedar Ridge. Typically the Palace at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex, their home field. Not tonight. It is here at Dragon Stadium, and both teams coming in, both the Hippos and the Raiders, 1-1. The Hippos coming off a loss last week, and coming off a win last week, 28-17 over Judson. The Raiders coming off a loss last week, 58-31 to a very good Waco Midway team. So both teams 1-1, but when it comes down to district play, Kalen, it's all about thinking of this as a start of a new season. Both teams 0-0, 0-0 in district play, so something's got to give tonight. And as you were doing research this week, Kalen, last year this game between the Hippos and the Raiders was one for the ages.
Oh, it was a fun one, Tyler. Yeah. Last year, Hutto went up on a big, 30-point lead, and, man, just almost had him at the end. They stormed back, tied the game, and, left too much time on the clock, unfortunately. So I'm fired up for this matchup. This should be a nice shootout if it follows the same pattern as last year, Tyler.
Captains at midfield, shaking hands, coin toss. We'll see who is getting the ball first here momentarily, but one of the big storylines coming into this game tonight, offensive coordinator Matt Leonard of the Cedar Ridge Raiders was the offensive coordinator for the Hutto Hippos the last handful of years, and so he's brought that high-powered, fast-paced offense to Cedar Ridge in a Raiders football program that hasn't experienced an offense like that very much over the last decade. So we've seen that in the first two games, scoring more than 30 points in both of the first games here to start this season. Again, last week against a very good Waco Midway team, the defense was tested at the Palace. The running game for Waco Midway ran all over the Raiders, so a big bounce-back opportunity. And the one thing that you had to love from last week's game for the Raiders, they never gave up. It was a blowout early on in that second half, and what happened was, talking with head coach Brian Vardaman earlier this week, he talked to me about how his team could have just bowed out, but they didn't. As the captains, they finally shake hands at midfield, and this game is about to get underway, and they kept fighting, and that fight carried on through practice this week. But if you're offensive coordinator Matt Leonard, if your special teams coordinator Brian Gaylor was with the Hippos too, this is a special night, an opportunity to kind of take it to your old team, a team that you helped build and grow. And so this is an experienced Cedar Ridge team. Looking at the roster for Hutto, a lot of young guys, a roster that's not as full as this Cedar Ridge sideline. The Raiders donning the all-black uniforms tonight, white lettering, black helmets, that purple trim. As 0. 11 minutes to go here in this opening quarter. Stefik from the shotgun. Goes deep. And he gets defended there by Trent Bell. And if you see number 2 there on defense, that is new this week. Trent Bell, I was talking with head coach Brian Vardaman earlier this week, and he told me that you may see number 2 on the defensive side of the ball as well. So when you've got a guy who's that smart, that athletic, you see right there on that play, defensively, more than just a wide receiver. Let's get this guy on the field. Big stop there on that pass coverage.
Got a key third down to start this game.
Third down and long, 3rd and 9 from the Hippos' own 36. Stefik taking signals from the far sideline. Stefik takes a snap, fires right, it's caught, dropped. He had it right in his hands. Jaden Fields, incomplete, had the first down right in the sun. Wonder if the sun got in his eyes. And it'll be 4th down and long for these Hippos. So a big 3 and out for the Raiders defense, Kalen.
And what a start. I mean, what a start for the Raiders. I mean, you come out, you score on the first play, you force a 3 and out. Man, Coach Vardaman making a statement early.
So again, if you're just joining us here on Vype Live, Tyler Feldman, Kalen Hernandez on the very first play of the game as the punt snap is good, punt gets off, and the ball is hauled in there. Sideline for Cedar Ridge wants a flag. Therese Harrison. And Harrison will be tackled around the 37-yard line. That's where Cedar Ridge will get going. But if you're just joining us again, Cedar Ridge on their first offensive play of the game. Flea flicker. Dylan Snoga. Noah Devonish. Pitching it back to Snoga. 70-yard pass play, Christian Hall on the receiving end. Let's see what Cedar Ridge does offensively on its second drive of the game. Kalen, what do you expect? Much of the same, or maybe try and control possession now?
I think Matt's going to want to try to control possession here, maybe slow things down a little bit. Things are kind of off to a fast start. But wouldn't be surprised if he decides to go for the knockout punch.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 36. Oh, they did throw a flag. Personal foul. So it was a late flag, but the referees, the officials, they decide that Therese Harrison did get bumped late after calling for the fair catch. And so that'll put it 15 yards upfield. First and 10 now from the Hippos 48. So more good field position for Raider Nation. Snoga from the shotgun. Quick pass to Jake McGill. It's behind him. Flag on the play. And McGill gets pushed all the way back. Jaden Fields defensively frustrated after that drop. Coming back on defense to make the big tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Again, if you're just joining us, a minute and a half into this ball game tonight, it's 7-0 Cedar Ridge as the sun continues to set behind us here at Dragon Stadium. Appreciate you spending your Friday night with myself and Kalen Hernandez. So happy to be with you here on Vype Live.
Couldn't ask for a better partner than Tyler.
You're too kind, Kalen. All right, here we go. 2nd and 17 from the 45. Snoga drops back, fires over the middle, has McGill, and he drops it. A case of the drops here early on at Dragon Stadium. McGill had a ton of space, and he's been that trusted wideout for Snoga through these first 2 games. Just couldn't hang on, and that sets up a 3rd and 17 now from the Raiders' own 45.
It seems like he just heard footsteps on that one. Hit him in between the zone and just couldn't come up with it there.
10:16 to go here in this opening quarter. Snoga on 3rd and 17 has Devonish on his left hip. Two receivers right. Now Christian Hall in motion. Snoga has to get rid of it. Little dump off to Devenish, and Devenish gets just past the original line of scrimmage. So they get past midfield. What will Brian Vardaman, Matt Leonard, and this Cedar Ridge offense do here? They've been aggressive through these first two games. It's great field position. It'll be about a fourth down and about 9 as the clock continues to tick. No huddle. They're going for it. Snoga, 3 receivers right, 1 to his left. Devenish, they're going to try to get the Hutto defense to jump here. Doesn't work. Back to the sideline for another signal. And finally, Cedar Ridge calls its first timeout of this opening half. You're watching Cedar Ridge football right here on Vype Live. It's Raiders 7, Hippos 0. We'll be right back after this. Back here at Dragon Stadium, Tyler Feldman, Kalen Hernandez on Vype Live this evening. So glad you are joining us here as the Raiders decide to punt. Togus gets a friendly bounce inside the 20. Malachi Suh touches it up, and so 80 yards to go for the Hutto offense. 9:17 to play here in the first quarter. 25-6A battle. First district game of the season for both of these teams. Both teams coming in 1-1. The Hippos beating Judson last week. The Raiders coming off that tough loss to Waco Midway in their home opener at the Palace. Caden Stefik back in shotgun formation. First and 10 from the 18. One step drop. Fires over the middle. Incomplete. Pass play interrupted by the Cedar Ridge secondary. CJ Forbes there for the initial contact. A great play defensively. Good try as Dylan Owens was the intended target for Caden Stefik. Nine minutes to go in this first quarter. It'll be 3rd and 10 from the 18 for Hutto. Credit Cedar Ridge defensively early on here as the Hippos have not gotten much to work with offensively. That Hippos sideline still just sitting in the sun as it continues to set here on this Friday night in Central Texas. As the Hippos call a timeout, they'll talk things over. We'll be right back here on Vype Live. The Raiders leading the Hippos 7-0. Welcome back to Dragon Stadium. First quarter, Cedar Ridge leading Hutto 7-0. Third and long from the 18 for the Hutto Hippos. What will they do here? Stefik has two receivers to his right, two to his left. Keelan Chavez on his left hip. Stefik looking deep across the middle, and he's got his man, Dylan Owens, for the first down. Matthew McMillan on the tackle for the Raiders. That'll move the chains, and Hutto is hurrying up. The Hippos are hungry to score. 9 minutes to go in this first quarter. No huddle. Here's Stefik. They're rolling. Drops back, looks left. Fires again. Same play, same catch. Different tackler for the Raiders. This time, it's Josh Gentry, the senior, making the stop. But the Hippos are rolling. And Cedar Ridge is going to call it second timeout. They need to slow things down. 8:49 to go here in this opening quarter. It's Raiders 7, Hippos 0. You're watching Cedar Ridge football right here on Vype Live. The Cedar Ridge Band, one of the best in all the land. Little soundtrack to Friday night. Gotta love it. Tyler Feldman, Kalen Hernandez here on Vype Live. So glad you're with us tonight. Raiders 7, Hippos nothing. Hippos driving, though, here midway through the first quarter. Caden Stefik, the senior quarterback. On 1st and 10 from the 31. Hands it off to Chavez. And Chavez bowling balls his way up the middle for about 8 yards. Hippos continue with the no huddle. Stefik fakes the handoff. Quick pass to Braden Childs. And Childs, please! He's into the end zone. 23-yard touchdown. And the Hippos are back in this ball game. Kayla, that kind of looked easy.
Yeah, what a response. I mean, Dylan Owens hitting the seam. Just got down, tie ball game.
Matias Aguilar for the extra point and to tie this ball game up. The snap is good, the hold is good, the kick is up, and the kick is good. 8:22 to go here in the opening quarter. Raiders 7, Hippos 7. This is Cedar Ridge Raider football on Vype Live. Dr. R.L. Peters Jr. Field at Dragon Stadium on a beautiful but hot night here in Round Rock, Texas. You're watching Cedar Ridge Raiders football here on Vype Live. Really glad you're with us tonight. Tyler Feldman, Kalen Hernandez. And Kalen, Cedar Ridge scores on its first offensive play of the game. The Hippos slowly getting back into this ball game. Offensively, looked very much in sync there to tie this ball game up at 7.
Yeah, the Raiders come out, score right off the gate. It's looking like all momentum is going towards the Raiders side, and right there, the Hutto Hippos able to respond, and brand new ball game.
Brand new ball game indeed. Week 3, you start to really cherish these Friday nights. Get into that rhythm. But this is the 3rd straight week that Cedar Ridge has played at a different field. They're the home team tonight, but this is very much a neutral location. Typically, the Palace, Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex, their home field. But again, more than one team plays there. So tonight at Cedar Ridge at Dragon Stadium here, tied at 7 with the Hutto Hippos. 8:22 to go here in this opening quarter. Dylan Snoga, the junior quarterback. 4 total touchdowns this season. Hands it off to Noah Devenish. Devenish coming in averaging more than 115 rushing yards per game. This is a backfield and a running back's room for Cedar Ridge that I like to call it the three-headed monster. You've got Noah Devenish, kind of the smaller, shiftier back, and then you've got Devin Patterson, the bigger get-off-me back, and then Christian Hall, the versatile back who can kind of go out and make the catch as well. Snoga on 2nd and 8, over the middle, finds McGill, and this time McGill has it for the catch. Ball does pop out, though. Did he have it long enough? It looked like he did for the grab. Yes, they rolled a catch. And do they move the chains, or is it going to be 3rd and inches?
Looks like they're moving the chains.
Chains are moving. What would we do without Kalen? 1st and 10 now from the 40. Snoga, quick pitch to Christian Hall. That counts as a pass, and Hall bounces around the outside for about 3 or 4 yards. So again, there you see Hall and what he brings to the table in motion, passing through, and pushing these Raiders up the field. 7 minutes to go here in this opening quarter. 7-7 ball game. Snoga on 2nd down and 6. Pitches it to Devenish. Devenish cuts in, cuts out. One more man to beat, and no one is going to catch. Wait. No one's going to catch Noah Devenish. What a run. Devenish, touchdown. Raiders back in front.
And there goes that man. Had 166 yards and 1 touchdown last week versus Midway, and puts his fingerprints all over this game already.
4th rushing touchdown of the year for the senior Noah Devenish. That's also his longest run of the year. Coming in, his longest was 21 yards. That one a little bit longer, 54 yards. As Togus' kick is up and good. It's a 14-7 lead for the Raiders. 6:43 left to go here in this opening quarter. You're watching Cedar Ridge football right here on Vype Live. All right, how about that? The Raiders respond in a big way. Noah Devenish, that man can run. Exciting to watch him shift inside, outside, breaking tackles, and then he's got that burst of speed at the end, Kalen. Special running back there.
Yeah, looks like we're going to have a high-scoring affair tonight, Tyler. 28 combined points already, halfway through the first quarter.
I'm going to fix your math there. 21. Math is hard, Kalen. As the little bit of an onside kick recovered by the Hippos. And is anyone going to catch him? Dylan Campbell with a nice return across field, across midfield, and a very good starting field position for the Hippos around the 45-yard line of the Raiders. If you're just joining us, 6.5 minutes to go here in this opening quarter. The Raiders leading the Hippos 14-7. Last year, Hutto won this ball game against the Raiders 63-56. 119 points scored in that game. What will we see tonight is Chavez shows off his moves across the 35 for the first down. No huddle again for the Hippo. Stefik, quick pass, right side. He finds Carson Fields, and Fields gets met immediately. Matthew McMillan. That man seems to find every tackle that needs to be made for this Raiders defense. Have really liked what I've seen from the senior linebacker so far through these first 3 weeks of the season. 6 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Stefik communicating with his offensive line. Kellen Little's the center. Flicks it back. Stefik over the middle, and it's caught again. Dylan Owens goes up for it and comes down with it for another first down. C.J. Forbes on the tackle for the Raiders.
Stefik is in the zone right now, attacking the teeth of that defense, absolutely lighting them up.
1st and 10 from the 17. Hands it off to Chavez, and this time that defensive front for the Raiders says enough is enough. Jeremiah Passmore, Brody Carraz, Benjamin Sears, Alex Nelson, all there for that stop. More no huddle, though, for the Hippos. 2nd and 11. Trips left. Stefik drops back, looks right, corner pocket, and it's caught! Dylan Owens, one-handed grab for the incredible touchdown. How about that? Another response by these hungry Hippos.
And just beat him off the press right there. First, as soon as that ball was snapped, beat right off the press, and it's 28 now. Could be after this PAT, Tyler.
Maybe you're just that smart, Kalen. You predicted. You knew it would be 28. We've got to wait, though. Matias Aguilar for the extra point. Snap is low. Oh, no. Oh, no, and Aguilar just falls on it. Kalen, you predicted wrong. I'm sorry.
Just can't predict the future yet, Tyler, unfortunately.
And unfortunately for the Hippos, that is one of those plays that, as we go deeper into this ball game, remember that play right there. A botch snap, a low snap on the extra point. Aguilar just has to fall on it, and it's a 14-13 lead for the Raiders. 5:14 left to play here in the opening quarter. You're watching Raiders football right here on Vype Live. Back here at Dragon Stadium. 5:14 to go in this opening quarter. Already 27 points scored in this ball game. Cedar Ridge leading Hutto 14-13. A short kick received by Trent Bell. Little spin move, little razzle-dazzle across the 45-yard line. Trent Bell. Uh-oh. We've got some extracurriculars away from the tackle. Oh, boy. Wardell White the fourth and Aiden O'Brien Brown. It's a little bit early for that, don't you think, Kalen?
I agree, Tyler. Couldn't be more with you.
Don't want this game to get out of hand. These teams clearly don't like each other. They know what happened last year. They're now district foes, and it's a tight ball game, and we're barely through the midway point of this opening quarter.
Just a back and forth right now. It seems like both teams are trying to get settled in. Tie ball game, and let's see what Matt Leonard cooks up here.
Devin Patterson on the right hip of Dylan Snoga. Fakes the handoff. Great decision by Snoga, and Snoga gets 9 yards. Terez Harrison was there in motion to take the handoff. Snoga on the option, though, made the smart decision, the quick decision, and he got 9 yards out of it.
And if you're wondering about his status, he looked good there today. Was taken out of the game out of precautionary measures, as Vardaman said in the pregame interview, and looking electric right now.
An electric Friday night here at Dragon Stadium. Handoff goes to Patterson, and Patterson bounces off a couple tackles across the 40-yard line. 4:30 left in this opening quarter, and the Raiders are driving again.
It's that lightning and thunder combination. Noah Devonish brings the speed, and Patterson right there just fighting through the teeth of that defensive line.
Zakai Williams on the far side. Let's see what they do here. McGill, near side. Tyler Burchett. In that tight end. Bobbled snap. Patterson has it, and he gets taken down. Botch snap, and the Hippos were all over it. Briggs Bueno on the stop for that Hippos defense. Raiders going no huddle. 4 receivers to the right, an empty set for Dylan Snoga, and Hutto calls a timeout to talk things over. We'll take a quick break. Raiders driving. This is Cedar Ridge football right here on Vype Live. Welcome back to Dragon Stadium. Friday night, week 3, Texas high school football, District 25 6A battle between the Hippos of Hutto and the Raiders of Cedar Ridge. Raiders driving, leading the Hippos 14-13. You're watching Raiders football right here on Vype Live. Kalen Hernandez, I'm Tyler Feldman. Here we go, 2nd and 15 from the Hippos 43. Snoga hands it off to Patterson. Patterson stiff arm, but dragged down. Nice tackle there by Samuel Johnson, the junior defensive end. Clock continues to run. 3:15 left in this first quarter. It's a 3rd and long, 3rd and 13 from the Hippos 45. Trips right for the Raiders. Snoga with Patterson on his right hip. Takes the snap, rolls right, on the run, fires, and it's caught! Torres Harrison! Little toe tap at the 30-yard line, and that's a first down for the Raiders. What a catch.
What a catch on the sideline. The body control, the ball tracking. What a play by Torres.
Torres Harrison, the junior, receiver, returner, Mr. Do-It-All for these Raiders. Under 3 to play here in the opening quarter. Raiders driving. Well, it's 4th and 2. And there's a flag on the play. I thought that was enough for the first down. Excuse me. Let's see what happens here. False start on the offense. What will Matt Leonard, Brian Vardaman decide here? Do you go for it, Kalen? Offense is staying out on the field.
Got to consider that revenge narrative Matt Leonard's trying to do. I think he comes out aggressive and tries to go for it right here.
The thing is, ball's on the 30. Togus delivered a 48-yarder last week, and talking with Brian Vardaman earlier this week, said that Togus has more leg to work with there, but the offense stays on the field, just 2 yards to go. Snoga from the shotgun. Patterson on his right hip. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Here we go on 4th down. Snoga drops back, fires deep, and it's caught! Harrison goes up, gets it, and that's a first down for the Raiders. Talk about fearless. Torres Harrison, acrobatic, hangs on, and this Raiders drive continues.
It's back-to-back amazing plays from Harrison.
2:30 left in this first quarter. 1st and 10 from the 18. Harrison comes out. In comes Tyler Burchett. We've got a timeout. 2:27 left in this first quarter. We'll stay right here on Vype Live. Raiders leading the Hippos 14-13. If you're just joining us, thank you. What took you so long? We're almost done with this first quarter. He's Kalen Hernandez. I'm Tyler Feldman. The Raiders scored on their first offensive play of the game, a flea flicker, a dazzling start to this game. And now, about 10 minutes later of game clock, It's a 14-13 lead for the Raiders.
On this upcoming play, I'd keep an eye on Jake McGill here. It's Snoga's reliable wideout here.
McGill coming in, averaging nearly 70 yards of receiving a game, has 1 touchdown already. And, Kalen, that's a great note. McGill has been the go-to guy for this Raiders offense, but you've seen tonight the Raiders starting to distribute the ball a little bit more to different wideouts to keep the defense off balanced. Here we go. 1st and 10 from the 18. Snoga. Patterson on his left hip. From the shotgun. Takes a snap. Hands it off to Patterson. Patterson with great blocking up front and great vision into the end zone. That's another Raiders touchdown. 18 yards. The longest run of the season for Devin Patterson. And it is another touchdown for these Raiders. 20-13 lead. 2:16 to go here in the opening quarter.
And as soon as he saw that open hole, 1 cut and bye-bye. You said it for me, Tyler. Great ball carry vision right there.
Great blocking up front. The 3rd touchdown of this season for Devin Patterson. Isaac Elliott, Christian Hughes, Cameron Aspra, Matthew Brunson, Caleb Phillips. Credit that offensive front because that blocking, I'm not sure Patterson got touched whatsoever on that 18-yard touchdown run. Extra point from Togus is good. And with 2:16 to go here in this opening quarter, it's Cedar Ridge 21, Hutto 13. You're watching Cedar Ridge Raiders football right here on Vype Live. Welcome back to Dragon Stadium. The sun has finally set. Hippo Nation can take a deep breath. Not as hot on that far sideline anymore with the sun finally beneath the horizon. 2:16 left in this opening quarter. It's been a long first quarter here in this 25-6A bout between the Hippos and Raiders. 21-13 lead for the Raiders. Devin Patterson scoring on an 18-yard touchdown run as that kick from Togus goes out of bounds around the 25-yard line. Devin Patterson, his 3rd touchdown of the season. That goes along with that touchdown pass on the flea flicker from Dylan Snoga to Christian Hall. It's just been quite the start for these Raiders so far in this ball game.
And on a high-scoring night like this, Coach Vardaman preached in the pregame interview that what their defense lives by is run to the football. Wherever the football is, identify it and swarm to the ball. He made it a mission to stress Hutto's playmakers as much as he can, and hopefully he can deliver that here.
Another chance for the Hippos to bounce back, and that's been the story. Raiders score, Hippos bounce back. It's been a back-and-forth ball game here at Dragon Stadium. Ball gets placed on the right hash marks of the 35-yard line. 21-13 lead for the Raiders on top of the Hippos. 2:16 left in this first quarter. Here's Caden Stefik. Trips left. Keelan Chavez on his right hip. Takes the snap. 2-step drop. Steps up. Tucks it. And gets... No, he breaks the tackle and finally gets dragged down by Alex Nelson. Nelson was on him the whole way. Stefik was able to keep his feet above ground and gain a few yards and salvage a little bit. But Nelson was there. Great play defensively from the junior D end.
Seems like there's a flag on the field. picked it up. Hutto's moving backwards.
Looks like it was a holding penalty. So we'll do first down again. 1st and 20 from the 25. .204 in this ball game. And by ball game, I mean first quarter. Let's not rush this. Come on. Trips left for the Hippos. Caden Stefik on 1st and 20. Quick pass to his guy, Dylan Owens, and Owens gets pushed out. Gabriel Cisneros on the coverage. Cisneros was tremendous in the second half of last week's loss to Waco Midway. Had a couple of big stops to allow that Cedar Ridge offense in a loss to fight back. 8-point lead for the Raiders. It's 2nd down and 12 after that 8-yard pass play from Stefik to Owens. First quarter, 2nd and 12 from the 33. Stefik trips right, looks right, fires wide open. Is Jaden Fields, and Fields with a lot of field to run across midfield and taken down by a handful of Raiders around the 45-yard line.
And right there, Stefik just had all day to throw in the pocket.
Miscommunication defensively, too, as Fields was all by himself. A low throw able to corral it and get the first down. So this Cedar Ridge defense being challenged again by this Hutto offense. $1:15 to go in this opening quarter. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Stefik. Chavez on his right hip, has to step up, spins out of the pocket, across the 40, and bulldozes his way across the 30. Trent Bell there for the takedown. And boy, have to love the toughness from Caden Stefik to move the chains.
Last year he had 231 yards, 4 touchdowns, and putting on a show for us right now. What a spin move. Almost had him right there.
Hippos, after that first drive where they tried to slow things down, now they go fast. They've been no huddle the rest of the way. Stefik, 3 receivers right, throws right, another low throw to Fields, and that was too low this time. So an incomplete pass stops the clock at 40 seconds of this opening quarter. 21-13 lead for the Raiders. Nice crowd on hand here at Dragon Stadium.
Isn't it nice to be back, Tyler?
Well, for you, you took last week off. Here we go, 2nd and 10 from the 31. Trips right, Stefik drops back, fires over the middle. Owens has it. Owens spun around. Owens still on his feet. Finally pushed down at the 1-yard line. A trio of Raiders finally able to take down the junior wide receiver. Dylan Owens has been the target for the Hippos so far tonight. 30 seconds left in this opening quarter. Hippos continue to go no huddle. Chavez and Stefik taking signals from the far sideline. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Stefik hands it off, and look at that defense. Met immediately Brody Carraz and Jalen Hamilton saying that's enough. Hamilton, a UTEP commit. UTEP taking on the Texas Longhorns at DKR Texas Memorial Stadium tomorrow afternoon, just after 3 o'clock local time. And a big stop there from Hamilton, the senior linebacker, along with Brody Carraz. Carraz, again, a great story. Tore his ACL last year, and he's been an anchor defensively at that nose tackle position for the Raiders. After 1 quarter of play, it's Cedar Ridge 21, Hutto 13. You're watching Raiders football right here on Vype Live. Second quarter about to be underway. Second and goal from the 5-yard line. Stefik hands it off to Chavez. More tough defense. Alex Nelson fired up after that big stop. Let's see if the Raiders can brick wall this Hippos offense.
And try to re-emulate what they did on that first down. It's tighter as you get closer to the end zone.
Third and goal from the 5. 30 seconds into the second quarter. Stefik. Chavez. Taking the signals from the coaching staff on the far sideline. Here we go. Stefik puts a man in motion. Fakes the handoff. Little pass in the flat, and into the end zone is Braden Childs for the touchdown. What a nicely designed play offensively there by Dustin Pleasant in this pleasantly impressive Hutto offense. Let's see if the Hippos go for 2. Remember, they botched that extra point. The snap was low on their last touchdown. So 51 seconds into the second quarter, the Hippos with a little trickeration, little play action. Caden Stefik, 5-yard touchdown pass to Braden Childs. Childs only a freshman as they go for 2. Back to Childs, and ball is batted down. Trent Bell rings the bell at the right time. And so it's a 21-19 lead for the Raiders. 11:09 left to play here in the second quarter. We'll stay right here on Vype Live. Kalen, impressive bounce back, impressive resolve from the Hippos, but right now Cedar Ridge is making just that one extra big play, and they have a 2-point lead here. A lot of game left, though.
Yeah, I mean, after a hectic first quarter, it's 21. They find themselves 21-19 now. I like to think Dylan Snoga's ready for this moment. He's ready to answer. Like I mentioned earlier, keep an eye on McGill to get involved in this ball game. And, yeah, expect Devonish to make some plays here, too.
The Cedar Ridge offense has been different in a great way this season for the Raiders. The last handful of seasons, you just didn't see this kind of electric, high-paced, high-pressure, high-tempo offense. And we've seen that now through 3 weeks. Matt Leonard, he was the first hire that Brian Vardaman made when he got this head coaching job.
Vardaman was a big fan of Leonard's experience at Hutto and immediately recruited him to Raider Nation.
Aguilar kicks it off. Bell's got it around the 30. Bell's got blocking in front. Bell's got speed, and finally ripped down around midfield. So more good field position for the Raiders. And that's been a big key to this game for Cedar Ridge being up 21-19, Kalen.
Yeah, and just to make a note on Trent Bell, in the pregame interview, Vardaman called him the Travis Hunter of the team, expecting to see him on offense, defense. He made a play on that 2-point conversion, just had a nice return there. Yeah, they're really excited about this Trent Bell guy.
And rightfully so. Bell, only a sophomore, and already being relied on to do it all. And obviously we've seen more of him defensively tonight, but when you've got that kind of talent like we talked about earlier, you've got to get him on the field. And so that's what Vardaman made that decision this week at practice, and it's paid off big time so far. All right, here we go. Snoga from his own 48. He's got Harrison in motion. Pitches it back to Harrison, blocking up front. Harrison with speed, spins around one tackle, and gets across midfield, taken down at the 46-yard line. So a big 8-yard gain to start this drive for the Raiders.
Wait for Terez to make that cut up the field, spin out that defender, and pick up about 6 right there.
10:42 to play in this opening half. Raiders driving again. 2nd and 4 from the 46. Hall in motion. Fakes the pitch to Hall. Back to Harrison. Harrison with room and blocking. Harrison with speed, room and blocking. Harrison cuts across midfield, and he gets dragged down. Oh, boy. That's incredible. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Harrison is down, looks to be injured. We'll take a quick break. Big gain, ball's on the 22-yard line. 24-yard pass play. 10:22 to go here in the opening quarter. It's Raiders 21, Hippos 19. We'll be right back here on Vype Live. Back here at Dragon Stadium, 10:22 left in this opening half. Therese Harrison with an electric play offensively. A lot of yak yards after the catch. He was able to walk off the field on his own accord. Hopefully he's okay. We'll have updates later. 1st and 10 from the 22 for the Raiders. Snoga fires, corner pocket, and it is caught! Jake McGill! How do you do? What a pass play! And it's another touchdown for the Raiders.
Maybe I can predict the future, Tyler. I said watch out for McGill. That kid is electric. Finally targets him there. What a beautiful pass from Snoga. Drops it right in the bucket at the corner of the end zone. And it's 27-19.
Just how you draw it up.
Exactly.
Really well executed. The throw from Snoga, the catch from McGill. He went up, climbed the ladder, got that football at the zenith, and brought it down for the touchdown. Really impressed with what we've seen offensively from the Raiders tonight. 10:14 to go in this opening half. It's a 27-19 lead for the Raiders. There was a flag on the play. Maybe a little excessive celebration. Looks like they'll put that penalty on the kickoff. Extra point will be from normal distance. Togus trying to extend this Raiders lead to 9, and he barely does. It was a low snap. Togus able to low drive it through the uprights. 10:14 left to go in the second quarter. It's Raiders 28, Hippos 13. You're watching Raiders football right here on Vype Live. So glad you're joining us here on Vype Live on this Friday night, the third Friday night of this Texas high school football season. The 1-1 Raiders and the 1-1 Hippos opening up District 25 6A play here at Dragon Stadium. And right now the Raiders offensively have dominated. The Hippos defensively have no answers. It's 28-19, still with 10 minutes to go in this second quarter. I'm Tyler Feldman. Happy to be joined by Kalen Hernandez. So happy you're with us as Togus toes it off a body of a Hippo, rolls right into another Hippo. And here come the Hippos. Owens across the 35, and that's where they'll get started. Hutto on their own 36-yard line will get going offensively. Kalen, what does Cedar Ridge have to do defensively to get a stop? Because so far it's been Cedar Ridge scores, Hutto answers.
Yeah, it seems like the Hippos have been just attacking the middle of the field. The seam routes have allowed for explosive plays to happen. So I expect Coach Vardaman to want his slot cornerbacks to maybe tighten up a little bit.
The Hippos back to no huddle. Two receivers to the left and right of Caden Stefik. Raiders blitzing. Stefik fires over everyone. Intended for Braden Childs. But good coverage there from Power Wallace and the rest of that Cedar Ridge linebacking core in secondary. Second down and 10 from the 37. 10 minutes to go here in this second quarter. Hippos trips right. Keelan Chavez on the left hip. Raiders blitz it again. Deep throw, wide open is Dylan Owens. Owens beats CJ Forbes. Oh my! Another immediate answer. 63 yards on the pass play for the touchdown.
And once again, right up the seam, got loose. As soon as the connection was made, I mean, nothing but green grass ahead of him. Walked right in, 25-28.
We are experiencing a shootout here at Dragon Stadium.
Electric.
9:51 to go here in this opening half. 53 points already on the board, and a chance for Hutto. Looks like they're going for 2 to cut this lead to just 1. Trips right for the Hippos on this 2-point conversion. Stefik looks left,
One-on-one.
throws left. It was one-on-one, and it goes to number 1, Jaden Fields. 2-point try is good, and just like that, it's back to a 1-point ball game. 9:51 to go here in the opening half at Dragon Stadium. It's Cedar Ridge 28, Hutto 27. You're watching Raiders football right here on Vype Live. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got ourselves a shootout. 28-27 lead, Cedar Ridge on top of Hutto. 9:51 still left to play in this opening half. Again, if you remember last year, it was a shootout as well. Hutto holding off Cedar Ridge 63-56. We're seeing much of the same tonight. Onside kick, and the Hippos recover! Oh my! Off the fingertips of Aiden O'Brien Brown in the Hippos game, charging. And when you have an angry Hippo, you better watch out. A huge special teams play for Hutto, and now the Hippos back on offense, a tired defense. What are we going to see here?
And what a gutsy call from the Hutto Hippos. I mean, you're down 1, you decide to go for it, and I mean, hey, this is in this sport you don't gotta declare before the kick, so just caught him absolutely I'm surprised there. By surprise.
In the NFL, you now do need to declare, which isn't as fun if you ask me. But no one cares about my opinion. 9:48 to go here in this second quarter. Trips right for Caden Stefik in this Hippos offense. Low snap. Stefik over the middle. It's caught. Jalen Hamilton with the takedown, but making the catch and moving the chains. Keelan Chavez, the running back for the Hippos, showing off that versatility.
Stefik just attacking the middle of the field continuously, just operating there.
The Raiders have struggled covering that middle of the field. It clearly has been a key focus for this Hutto offense. 9:30 to go here in the opening half. More no huddle from the Hippos. Trips right for the Hippos. First and 10 from the 35. Stefik gets rid of it just in time. Corner pocket caught! What a perfect pass! A perfect catch! Jaden Fields in the Hippos, after getting the onside kick recovered, take just a few seconds to take the lead.
What a delivery by Stefik right there. Again, dropping it right in the bucket, delivering dimes on this beautiful Friday night.
And just like that, Hutto in front. What a beautiful ball. 35 yards. Caden Stefik to Jaden Fields. Matias Aguilar stumbled on the extra point, but somehow is able to float it through the uprights. And with 9:10 left in this opening half, it's Hippos 34, Raiders 28. You're watching Cedar Ridge football. What do the Raiders have? How will they respond? You'll find out next, right here on Vype Live. Welcome back to Dragon Stadium. If you're just joining us here on Vype Live, he's Kalen Hernandez. I'm Tyler Feldman, and this 25-6A battle has turned into a shootout. The Hippos taking their first lead of the game, up 34-28. They recovered the onside kick. They caught the Raiders by surprise, and then just a couple plays later, a beautiful touchdown pass to take the lead. Let's see how the Raiders respond. Christian Hall retrieves it across the 45, so more good field position for the Cedar Ridge Raiders. Let's see what they're made of. They showed a lot of fight, Kalen, last week in that loss to Waco Midway. Let's see what they have tonight.
I continue them to, once again, just keep pace with Hutto. I mean, last year they were down 56-28 before they stormed back with 28 unanswered. So we know the Raiders have heart in them. They're not going to stop. It's gonna be a back-and-forth night, Tyler.
One can only hope. 6-point lead for the Hippos. Dylan Snoga and this Raiders offense back out on the field. 9:04 left in this opening half. That's a lot of time. We're far from done with this second quarter of play. 1st and 10 from the 45. Two receivers right for Dylan Snoga. Takes the snap, hands it off to Christian Hall. Hall following his blockers beautifully. Spins off a couple tackles. Spins off a couple more. No one can take Hall down. Across the 40. Impressive, impressive, impressive. The senior running back receiver showing what he's made of. As we have an injured Hippo on the field, we'll take a quick timeout and be right back here on Vype Live. Shaq Andre, the junior D tackle, wobbles off the field. 1st and 10 from the 38 for the Raiders. Handoff goes to Hall. Hall wheels around the outside and tripped up in the backfield. Wardell White flying back to push the Raiders back. 8:30 left in this second quarter. 6-point lead for the Hippos. Trips left for the Raiders. Going no huddle. 2nd and 16 from the Hippos 44. Fakes the handoff to Devonish. McGill wide open. Across the middle and across the 25. What an excellent play to move the chains.
That's what we call big play Jake right there. Looked like some RPO action right there. Tucked the ball in, hit the slant, and picks up a big gain.
Big play, Jake. I like it, Kalen. I like it. 8-12. That's how much time is left in this second quarter. Raiders trailing 34-28. Snoga looking at the sideline. What will the Raiders call here? It's been a back-and-forth ball game. The Hippos finally taking the lead thanks to an onside kick recovery and a quick touchdown. There's a flag on the play. Raiders are moving backward.
Is there holding on the play? Legal man downfield, maybe?
I didn't see the signal. I also didn't see the flag. Sometimes at Dragon Stadium, it gets a little dark. All right, clock's moving. 1st and 10 from the 40. 8 minutes to go in this opening half. Trips left for the Raiders again. Devonish back on Snoga's left hip. Fakes the handoff to Devonish. Quick pass. It goes to Carter Copeland, and Copeland gets one block and then gets smothered. Jaden Fields on the takedown, but there's another flag on this play. This time we see it.
Big hit there taken at the end.
Credit Carter Copeland for getting right back up after taking that big hit.
Let's see what this call is.
Personal foul on the offense. Okay.
Moving back now.
The Raiders had great field position, and they've had great plays that have been nicely executed outside of the penalties. Let's see if the Raiders can clean it up here. 2 receivers right, 2 left for Dylan Snoga. He's got Devonish on his right hip. Changing the play at the line. 15 seconds left on that play clock. Snoga, he's getting crushed in the backfield. No one touched him. Hunter frenetically gets into the backfield for the big-time secondary sack.
Hutto decided to send pressure there.
Fournette went untouched and unnoticed, and Snoga paid the price. But just look at the toughness of Snoga getting right back up. We've got more football to play. 7 minutes left in this opening half. Trips right for the Raiders. Snoga looks right. Fournette gets untouched again. Ball is tipped, and Devonish somehow comes down with it before getting dragged down by a hippo.
Looks like another flag just got tossed at the end of that play.
Phoenix, Arizona. And another flag, yes indeed. What is going on? There was such a rhythm to this game, and now we've got penalties galore. .6:43 left in this opening half. Raiders trailing the Hippos 34-28. Unsportsmanlike. Kalen saw it. I'm putting my contacts back in.
Yeah, it looks like some unsportsmanlike action there. It's going to move the Raiders into right around the 41.
Well, what a blessing if you're a Raiders fan. They were driving, then penalties pushed them back, and now they get a penalty from the Hippos, and they're back in business. Snoga on 1st and 10 from the 41. And here we go. 6.5 to play in the second quarter. The Cedar Ridge Band. It's getting louder. Here we go. Handoff goes to Devonish. That offensive line trying to pull, but not a lot of space. More extracurriculars. Andres Torres making sure he pushed forward until the whistle. Gotta love it. Gotta love that aggressiveness from the offensive line of Cedar Ridge. Under 6 to play in this opening half. Let's see if the Raiders can find the rhythm of this drive again and regain the lead. Snoga communicating with that line. 2nd and 9 from the 40. Takes the snap, drops back, gets rid of it. Copeland makes the grab across the 35, maybe taken down at the 34-yard line. So a gain of 6 sets up a 3rd and short. .5:20 left in the second quarter. 3rd and short for the Raiders. Snoga hands it off to Devenish. Devenish with speed. Devenish with more speed. Bounces off a couple tackles. Finally dragged down by Hunter Fournette. But it's a first down for the Raiders, and here we go. 5 minutes to go in the opening half. We'll take a quick timeout. We've got a hippo on the field. You're watching Cedar Ridge Raiders football. The Raiders down 6, but driving. We'll have the rest right after this on Vype Live. As we welcome you back to Dragon Stadium. The sky entirely dark. Friday Night Lights, gotta love it. Week 3, 25-6A battle. Cedar Ridge, Hutto, in a shootout in this opening half. 34-28 lead for the Hippos. Raiders are driving, though. So appreciate you joining us here on Vype Live. 1st and 10 from the 20. Hall in motion. He rolls out to the left. Snoga fires into the end zone, and McGill makes the catch and hangs on for a touchdown. He cushioned the big-time hit and held on. It's a 20-yard touchdown pass from Snoga to McGill, and we've got ourselves a tie ball game.
What did I call him earlier, Tyler? Big play Jake?
Big play Jake.
And Snoga just absolutely diced up the middle of the field, hit the seam route, and wait for Big Play Jake to come down with that. Wow.
Big Play Jake. Okay.
Get that out there, guys.
Withstood the big hit. And with 4:58 to play, Togus, the extra point is up. The extra point is good. And the Raiders regain the lead. Under 5 minutes to go here in this opening half. It's Cedar Ridge 35, Hutto 34. You're watching Raiders football right here on Vype Live. How about this? Back and forth we go. Vype Live, Texas high school football. Wouldn't have it any other way. Tyler Feldman, I'm joined by Kalen Hernandez, and we're so glad you're with us tonight for this shootout between the Cedar Ridge Raiders and the Hutto Hippos. It's a 35-34 ball game. The Raiders just jumping back out in front. 4:58 still to play in the first half. Kalen, offensive galore. Gotta love it.
I know you said it was dark out here, but this is an absolute light show right now. Both offenses absolutely lighting it up. I'm having fun up here, Tyler. The fans are having fun. This is what Friday Night Lights are all about.
As Togus, touchback. Hey, Kalen, as long as you're having fun, that's all that matters.
At the end of the day, yeah, I agree with you.
As long as Kalen Hernandez is having a blast, all is right in the world. And I think if you're Cedar Ridge and Hutto, you're loving what you're seeing from your offenses. But I know Brian Vardaman, he's a defensive-minded guy. And if you're Brian Vardaman, you've got to be a little bit frustrated with being unable to stop this Hippos offense so far in this first half.
Yeah, I mean, Matt Leonard's definitely excited about his side of the ball, and let's see what adjustments Coach Vardaman makes to tweak up his side.
Here's Stefik on 1st and 10. Tucks it, throws it. It's caught again over the middle. Great coverage across the middle by Matthew McMillan, but it's Jaden Fields able to make the snag in the perfect pocket. You've got to give Caden Stefik a lot of credit here tonight. He's made some pretty impressive throws. Flags on the play, though.
Seems like a holding call is going to bring this back, actually.
All that for naught. We've seen a lot of that in the last 5 minutes here of game time.
But again, if you're Coach Vardaman, you have to absolutely tighten up that middle of the field. You know that's what he's telling his players, and expect that adjustment coming out of halftime or maybe this drive.
4:51 to go in this opening half. The Hippos being pushed back after the penalty. It'll be 1st and 20 from the 15. Trips right for the Hippos. Stefik. Heavy pressure from the Raiders. Gets it off just in time, but the Raiders are there. Powers Wallace. And a bunch of black and purple saying, you can't go. Stop right there.
And that's something Coach Vardaman emphasized, that his players see the ball and they swarm, they go. He wants them to go as fast as possible.
Clock continues to tick down. 4:20 left to go in this opening half. Trips left now for the Hippos offense. Stefik takes a snap, drops back. Good coverage from the Raiders. Gets rid of it. Incomplete. So it sets up a 3rd and long for the Raiders. Defensively, offensively for the Hippos, they're going to have to make something special happen with 4 minutes to go here in this opening half.
Oh, it looks like there was an offsides on the Raiders right there.
They've got to make the flags more yellow. These are some dark flags. I know we're far up here, Kalen, but those flags are not yellow enough.
Maybe some LED flags?
They match the field, and I know I'm not colorblind. 4:05 left in this opening half. One-point lead for the Raiders. Here's Stefik on 3rd and long. Looks left. Good coverage from the Raiders. He gets rid of it, and it's almost intercepted. Trent Bell off the fingertips. We've seen a lot of number 2 making his presence felt, playing defense for the Raiders for the first time tonight this season.
Now we've officially, made a note on him on offense, on special teams. Truly is a do-it-all guy. Almost had that pick there. Let's complete that cycle.
So it's 3rd and 17 now. Less than 4 minutes to go in this ball game. Stefik trips left. He's changing the play at the line. You can hear Raider Nation.
They're loud, man. That brutal stop here.
Here we go. Stefik. Uh-oh! Nearly gets tripped up, escapes, and finally Nelson brings him down. Heavy defensive pressure. Gotta love. Gotta love what you see there defensively as we are on the air here on Vype Live. Sets up a 4th down for the Hippos. So finally a big stop defensively for Cedar Ridge.
And if Coach Vardaman's defense needed to stop, right now is absolutely the time, giving the Dylan Snoga and his crew a chance to go up right before halftime.
And it is a hot night here in Central Texas. Jeremiah Passmore looks to be cramping up. Hope he's okay. He's been a heavy presence defensively on that front line for the Raiders. Matias Aguilar gets set to punt, just gets it off in time. Ball trickles just across the 45-yard line. So more great field position for the Raiders. Less than 3 minutes to go. It'll be Cedar Ridge with another chance to tack on some more points before halftime. You're watching Cedar Ridge football right here on Vype Live. All right, welcome back to Dragon Stadium. Finally, a big stop from the Cedar Ridge defense. Really liked what I saw there, Kalen. Finally, figuring out that Hippos offense, and you had to love the aggressiveness from the Raiders defensively there.
Yeah, no, that was amazing. As I mentioned before, perfect stop at the right time, and let's see if they can capitalize now.
2nd and 10. Snoga on the run. Carter Copeland with another big grab. He's been impressive tonight. Another newfound target for Snoga. Snoga finding a lot of different favorite guys here tonight.
You mentioned earlier, Tyler, he's been spreading the ball out today, and seems to be working for this Raider offense.
3rd and short for the Raiders offense. 2:43 to go in this opening half. Raiders clinging to a 1-point lead, and Devin Patterson, all he needed to get was 1 yard, and he got more than one, and the chains are moving.
Good push from the line there to create a hole and keep the chains moving.
Clock continues to tick. There is a 2-minute timeout that will be whistled in about 25 seconds. Will the Raiders get a playoff beforehand? They'll have to. 14 seconds on the play clock. 1st and 10 from the 35. Here's Snoga. Fakes the handoff. Tucks it himself. Tries to get some space. But the Hippos, led by Jaden Fields, snuffed that one out. And so that'll be the last play before this 2-minute timeout. We'll take a quick break here on Vype Live. When we come back, the final 2 minutes of this first half of a shootout between the Raiders and the Hippos. Final 2 minutes of this opening half. It's been an exciting one. If you're just joining us here on Vype Live, he's Kalen Hernandez. I'm Tyler Feldman. So glad you're with us tonight. A hot Friday night here, week 3 of the Texas high school football season, and 2 hot offenses have certainly come to play here this evening. 35-34 lead for Cedar Ridge on top of Hutto. And Kalen, boy, really impressive stuff offensively.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Both sides have been an absolute light show, and after getting a stop, this is the time that Coach Vardaman would like to capitalize.
Carter Copeland and Jake McGill on the near side of your screen. Dylan Snoga hands it off to Christian Hall, and Hall finds a small seam before getting whipped down by a handful of Hippos. Hippos say the ball popped loose. Let's see what the officials say. Is it Hippos football? Looks like it is. The Hippos are celebrating like they got the football. Oh, my.
Vardaman's talking to the official right now, trying to see what just happened.
He can't believe it. I'm a little bit confused, too. It looked like Hall was down.
Still asking what went wrong there. And
so let's see how costly this turnover will be. Christian Hall lost the football. There were so many hippos over there. I couldn't see who got the ball. I couldn't see who popped it loose. But now it's the Hutto offense back out on the field. Trailing by 1. Stefik, throw right side. Owens makes the catch. And making the tackle, Jalen Hamilton, we've said his name a bunch tonight, the UTEP commit.
Hippo's using a lot of hitch routes early, trying to move the chains on these early downs.
$1:44 left in this opening half. It'll be second down on the 42-yard line. Trips left for the Hutto Hippos. Stefik, snap, play action, fires deep, and it is picked off! Zion Thorne with a lot of space across midfield. Stefik threw it right to 2-6. And Mr. Thorne, a thorn in the Hippos' side. So the Raiders lose the ball on a fumble, and it's Zion Thorne with the interception to give it right back to the Cedar Ridge offense. There is a flag on the play, though.
Once again, Vardaman talking to the official.
Have to imagine Brian Vardaman saying, that's what happens. Everything works out.
Exactly.
I think he's still asking about that fumble. I don't think he's forgotten about that fumble. So the penalty is on the Raiders. And so Thorne got that ball across midfield, but it looks like the Cedar Ridge offense will get started in their own territory. 1:31 left in this opening half. Again, a lot of points. 69 points here in this opening half. Both offenses have been electric, much like we saw in this game last year.
The Raiders will retain possession. It's going to be right under a 2-minute drill right here for Snoga and company.
Let's see what Snoga and company are made of. 1st and 10 from their own 31. 2 receivers right. Hall on the left hip, Devonish on the right. It's a high snap. Snoga recovers. We get a throw off. Just has to throw it away, and wow, that was almost something. It ended up being nothing, but able to escape danger and a costly takedown well into the backfield.
Yeah, you just got to credit Snoga there for being able to get that ball out of bounds.
So wasted first down there. It'll be second down and 10 now, still from the 31. Empty set. Copeland and Hall on the left side. Burchett, Devonish, and McGill. Big play Jake on that far side. 1:22 to go in the first half. And there's movement. There's either movement or a timeout, and it's timeout Raiders. We'll take a quick timeout and be right back here on Vype Live. And we are back, and the Raiders put some more points on the board before halftime. We'll find out. 2nd and 10 from the 31. He's Kalen Hernandez. I'm Tyler Feldman, and it's Dylan Snoga, the junior quarterback, trying to lead these Raiders to another end zone visit before halftime. 35-34, Cedar Ridge leading Hutto. It's been a back-and-forth shootout here on this hot Friday night. The 3rd week of this Texas high school football season, first district battle of the year. Here we go. Trips right. It's an empty set for the Raiders offense. Snoga looks left, looks right, gets rid of it just in time. It's Copeland across the middle, across the 35, and tripped up around the 37-yard line. No timeouts remaining for the Raiders. The Hippos have one left, so the Raiders have to hustle. They go no huddle. 63 seconds left in the opening half. It's trips left. One receiver right. It's Noah Devonish on the right hip. Raiders have to hustle. Snoga. 50 seconds left. 3rd down and 3. They've got to get 3 yards for the first down from their own 38. 20 seconds have gone off the clock. Devonish. Oh, no, it's a fake. Snoga keeps it. He gets the first down with 33 seconds left. And the Raiders fans over here don't like how Jaden Marin walked over Snoga. But once that ball's down, the clock runs. 30 seconds left. They spike it. And so they'll have a lot of room to work if they want any chance to get close enough for Cooper Togus to lock down a field goal. Again, he hit from 48 yards last week. He's got the leg. Talking with Brian Vardaman, he said earlier this week that he's got more leg than 48. So let's see if the Raiders can get him in position here. 30 seconds left. 57 yards to go. Quick pass for Snoga to Christian Hall, and Hall smartly gets out of bounds right around midfield. Only took 4 seconds off the clock.
We're going to bring up a 3rd and 5 here. No timeouts.
Four receiver set for the Raiders. Snoga hands it off to Devonish. Devonish gets across midfield. Didn't get the first down, though. So there's 18 seconds left on the clock. They've got to hurry.
They got to go.
Why did they run the ball there? 10 seconds left. They run it again. They get the first down. So that stops the clock with 5 seconds left. They'll have to go Hail Mary. That's what they've got to do here. They get the first down. There's 5 seconds left.
Clock's going.
And they snap the ball, spike it with 3 seconds left. Ball's on the 44-yard line of the Hippos. That'd be a 61-yard field goal.
With the amount of confidence Coach Vardaman showed in Togus, I wouldn't be surprised if he sends him out there. But it looks like he's going to keep the offense out there, and they're going to try some Hail Mary action.
Three seconds left. This will be the final play of the opening half. Will we see a miracle? Empty set. Snoga waits, gets pressure, rolls right, finally gets rid of it, and it is batted down. Jake McGill was the intended receiver, but the first half ends in exciting fashion. After 2 quarters of play, we've got ourselves a great ball game. It's Cedar Ridge 35. It's Hutto 34. Kalen, what are your thoughts on those first 2 quarters of action here at Dragon Stadium?
As I mentioned all day, it's been an offensive light show. Would have liked the Raiders to try to capitalize more on that position, maybe play with a little bit more tempo, but a couple penalties, wasn't able to execute there. And yeah, we're gonna have a 1 point. They're gonna have a 1 point lead going into the half. And unlike last year where they put themselves in a hole early, looks like they have some control of this game heading into halftime.
You have to like how both offensive played in this first half, both for Hutto and for Cedar Ridge. However, if you're both defenses for the Hippos and the Raiders, you've got to talk schematically how you plan on stopping the offense in the second half. Otherwise, we'll see more of a shootout. I think it could go either way, Kalen, but that'll be after the bands. We love seeing the bands. It'll be the Hutto Hippos band first, then Cedar Ridge, and then we'll have second half action here from Dragon Stadium on a Friday night in September. He's Kalen Hernandez. I'm Tyler Feldman. It is Raiders 35, Hippos 34. We've got the bands and then the second half right after this on Vype Live. Welcome back to Dragon Stadium. How about the Hippos and the Raiders, the two bands at halftime, showing up and showing out as we see the Raiders, the football team, about to retake the field. Cedar Ridge clinging to a 35-34 lead as the second half is about to get underway. If you're joining us, so glad you're with us this evening. Tyler Feldman, Kalen Hernandez here on Vype Live, your home for Raiders football this season as the Raiders retake the field. Here we go. 2 quarters left to play. 35-34. 25-6A battle. The first district matchup of the season for these two 1-1 teams. One team will go home with the victory. The other team will go home in defeat. But, Kalen, I've got to say, it could go either way in this second half. The two quarterbacks, Caden Stefik of Hutto and Dylan Snoga of Cedar Ridge, were oh so impressive in that first half.
Yeah, this has been an absolute quarterback duel. Snoga's doing his thing, staying calm in the pocket, delivering teardrops to his receivers, and Stefek's once again, navigating the middle of the field. He's been attacking those seams. Like I said, it's been a back-and-forth shootout all night, and can expect much more of that in the second half, or maybe Coach Vardaman's defense will tighten up.
And if you're just joining us, if you stuck around through halftime, you're in for a treat here in this second half. It was a long first half. Again, past 9 o'clock here local time in Round Rock, Texas. Dragon Stadium, the site of this 25-6A battle between really two gifted offenses. Now the big question is, what can the defense do? What can Cedar Ridge's defense do? They had that big stop late in the first half. The Hippos, can they stop Cedar Ridge's offense? Those are the two big questions. If not, we're going to see this shootout continue well into the night.
Yeah, and Coach Vardaman's going to want to set the tone early. He set the tone early in the first half with that big play, first play touchdown, and he's going to want to make a stand on defense, maybe kind of get some momentum rolling, and, get the offense back out on the field as quick as possible.
Cedar Ridge received to start this game, so they will kick it off to start this second half. Hippos getting set to receive. And back to receive, it's Jaden Fields and Dylan Owens. Here's Cooper Togus getting set to kick things off to start this second half. Right here on Vype Live. Here we go. Togus boots it into the end zone for the touchback. And so the Hippos will get things going. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 25. Exciting first half. What will we see here in the second half? Will the offensive attack from both sides continue? Caden Stefik, the senior quarterback, sensational in that first half. He's got Keelan Chavez on his left hip. Hands it off to Chavez, and Chavez bounces and gets a couple of yards. Dragged down by Jalen Hamilton. We've said Hamilton's name a lot tonight. He's got to be excited, the senior linebacker, for tomorrow. He's got to take care of this game, but tomorrow it's UTEP in Texas at DKR Texas Memorial Stadium. Hamilton, the UTEP commit. Stefik, quick throw to Fields. Tackled again by Hamilton. But it looks like the chains will move. It's a first down on that second down pass play. Stefik finding Jaden Fields, one of his favorite receivers, and the chains do move. Hippos continue to go no huddle. 11:15 to go here in this third quarter from Dragon Stadium. Stefik looks right, throws right. Fields is open, and he fits it into the pocket. But there, to bat it loose, Zion Thorne. Remember, Thorne had that big interception in the first half. And so already a big defensive play to slow down this Hippos offense. Second 10 from the 35. Stefik hands it off to Chavez. Chavez bulldozes up the middle, gets about 7 yards, sets up a 3rd and short. No huddle continues for the Hippos, forcing the Cedar Ridge defense to work quickly. Stefik, snap, fakes the pass, gets it off just in time for Braden Childs, and Childs steps out of bounds just shy of midfield. Childs, again, only a freshman. The one freshman on the field tonight really seeing a lot of time and making some big plays. Under 11 to go in this 3rd quarter. Raiders leading 35-34. Finally, the Hippos defensively and offensively slowing down a bit. Trips right for the Hippos. 1st and 10 from the 48. We've got whistles. Who called timeout? I didn't see a signal. Who called the timeout?
Might have been Coach Vardaman.
Well, we'll wait and see. We'll stick it right here. Both teams quickly back out onto the field. A short timeout call for things to reset. 10:42 to go here in this 3rd quarter. First and 10 from the 48. Here come the Hippos. White tops, black bottoms. Trips right for Stefik. Cannon Stefik from the shotgun. He's got Chavez on his left hip. Takes the snap, drops back, heavy pressure, gets rid of it just in time and sails it high. Darius Morrow had a chance to grab it, intended for Jaden Fields. Nearly trouble for Stefik. He's been aggressive, and it's worked out mostly for the senior gunslinger for the Hutto Hippos, but a dangerous play there. Could have been a lot worse. .37 to go in this 3rd quarter. It's a 1-point lead for the Raiders. Stefik fires, and it's tipped in, intercepted! Aiden O'Brien Brown! Or is that Josh Gentry? It's Gentry with the interception. A huge play for this Raiders defense. In and out of the hands of Dylan Owens, who's been great tonight, but a costly mistake, and the Raiders take over on offense.
Hit the Hutto receiver right in the hands. Ball pops in the air, and just great second-hand awareness from the secondary right there to make a play. What a pick from Gentry.
Gentry, the senior. Huge play, the 2nd interception of the night for this Raiders defense. And now we get to see this Raiders offense again in all black. Top to bottom, white numerals, purple trim. The East Side boys. 10:29 to go in this 3rd quarter. 1st and 10. Handoff goes to Devenish. Devenish, shifty, gets a few yards. Clock continues to tick. 10 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. Now it's the Raiders going no huddle. Snoga. Devenish on the left hip. Burchett in motion. Snoga hands it off to Devenish. Cuts left. Speedy Demon bounces one more and gets enough for the 1st down before being thrown down by Michael Blaylark. Thought for a second Devenish was going to break free yet again. Instead, it's just a 1st down.
Big play there from Devenish to keep the chains moving. And
empty set for Snoga. Quick pass to Devenish. And he bobbles it. Was it a forward pass? Finally, the whistle blows. Incomplete. So Devenish had blockers. Matt Leonard in that Raiders offense trying to catch the Hippos off guard defensively. Doesn't work there. Clock stops at 9:39. Again, just want to give a shout out to the Hutto band and the Cedar Ridge band. Both were fantastic. Always impressed at halftime. 2nd down and 10 here in the 3rd quarter. Snoga hands it off to Devenish. Devenish has been given the ball early and often here to start this 2nd half as we pass the 9:30 mark of this 3rd quarter. The senior running back coming in, averaging more than 115 rushing yards a game. It's a 3rd and long now from their own 46. The Raiders, 3rd and 8. Trips right for Dylan Snoga. Where will he go? McGill in motion. Here's Snoga. Drops back. Surveys the scene. Fires over the middle. And incomplete. Looked to be a little contact there on the coverage for the Hutto Hippos. Braden Daniel. I don't see a flag on the play. So it looks like the punt unit will come out. Haven't seen a lot of punts here tonight, but that's what's going to happen right here.
Punters that have had a restful day today, but Hippo's able to make a stop right here. And
unless you're Cooper Togus, because you do it all for the Raiders.
Exactly.
You punt, you kick, and so restful, air quotes, because he has rested in some aspects, but he's been very active nonetheless. 9 minutes to go here in this 3rd quarter. So glad you're with us on Vype Live. He's Kalen Hernandez. I'm Tyler Feldman. 4th and 8 from their own 46, and we have a whistle.
no flag on the field.
Dragon Stadium, the site of tonight's District 25 6A battle between the Hippos and Raiders. Again, last year this game was out of control. Ended up a 63-56 victory. And finally, the officials are making some, let's give them credit, but here we go. There was a flag on the play. Pushes back the Raiders 5 yards, so 4th and 13 from the 41. The snap is good. Togus gets the punt off. And it takes a very friendly Raiders roll down inside the 10-yard line. How about that? Cooper Togus. Well done, sir. He loves it. Tough field position for this Hutto offense thanks to the right leg of Cooper Togus, sporting number 31 for these Raiders.
Games like these, it's battlefield position.
As the Raider Nation student section going wild. Got some purple air blowing in the sky.
Kids are fired up.
It's the only way to do it. Brings back fond memories for me in that student section growing up, going to high school. All right, Hippos. Raiders defense predicted that play, but couldn't get to Chavez behind the line. Jalen Hamilton has been all over the place like a Tasmanian devil defensively for these Raiders tonight. Second and 7 from the 12. Stefik looks left, has to run right, and runs right into a brick wall. Jeremiah Passmore says, "Excuse me, I don't think so." So a 3rd down and long now for the Hippos. 8 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. It's 35-34 Raiders leading Hutto. High-scoring first half, and so far, nearly midway through this 3rd quarter, no points on the board. Will that change? 3rd and 7 from the 12 for these Hippos. Stefik takes the snap, pressured out of the pocket. He's in the end zone, rolling right on the run, and it's incomplete. Fantastic coverage by Matthew McMillan, the senior linebacker, dropping back into pass coverage, saying, "Get out of here."
Stefik rolling out, was able to give his receiver a chance, but defense showed up.
Yes, they did, and give Cedar Ridge credit defensively. They have clearly made the right adjustments because Hutto, they've been quiet their last 2 drives.
Exactly, yeah. Vardaman's made some nice fine-tune. They're not getting shredded through the middle anymore, and, yeah, clearly shown on this first offensive drive of the game.
Live and learn, and that's been one of the big storylines of what has made this Cedar Ridge team so dynamic early on in this season. Again, only week 3, but these kids, quick to learn and quick to apply those learnings, have to credit the Raiders defensively. 3rd and 2 now after the penalty from the 17. Stefik fires, and it's caught. Jaden Fields makes one man miss, makes another man miss, finally dragged down, so a penalty gives Hutto much better field position, and now the chains move. So we've seen the costly penalties tonight. Will this have another impact on this drive for the Hippos? 7:19 to go here in this third quarter. No Hutto for Hutto. Right side, Stefik, Fields. Fields, very impressive again. He beats Darius Morrow and gets across midfield, taken out around the 46-yard line.
Right now, the Raiders have no answer for Fields. He's made his fingerprints widely known all over this game.
7 minutes to go in this third quarter. 1st and 10 from the 47 of the Raiders. Caden Stefik, the senior quarterback. He's looked good outside of those 2 interceptions. Play action. Oh, my! And Alex Nelson. Say hello to my little friend. Breaks through the trenches for the big-time sack.
Nelson saw that play action. He said, no, 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 neither of you are going to have a chance to get this ball, and absolutely blew that play up.
Yes, he did, and I've been oh so impressed with the Cedar Ridge defense, the adjustments they've made. Trips left for Hutto on 2nd and 5. Stefik over the middle, caught. Chavez dragged down by O'Brien Brown, but again, the middle of the field has been a rough spot for Cedar Ridge tonight, and Hutto finally goes back to it here on that play.
One back to their bread and butter. Stefik's back to attacking the middle of the field, and now they're operating in Raider territory.
3rd and 2 from the 39. Will they get the first down? 2 left, 2 right. Stefik looks right. It's Fields wide open, so much space. An easy first down. Brought down close to the 31-yard line. So first down for the Hippos. This drive continues, and time continues to be taken off this third quarter clock. 5:30 left in this third quarter.
And that hitch route to Fields has been Stefik's bread and butter. Moves the chains right there.
Trips left again for Hutto. No Huddle. Stefik fakes the handoff, takes it himself, and gets about 5 yards, dragged down by O'Brien Brown. So back-to-back plays, O'Brien Brown has been the guy defensively to make the play. 5-minute mark of this third quarter. The Raiders, defensively, do they have enough gas to stop this drive? Here's Stefik, 2-step drop. Surveys the scene, fires into the end zone, and it's caught. Did he catch it? Ball dropped. Thought for a second Jaden Fields hold that in. Instead, off some fingertips, and we'll do it all over again.
That would have been quite the throw, am I right, Tyler?
It was a great throw nonetheless. Put it in the right spot so that Cedar Ridge couldn't intercept it or knock it down. Just a little long for those receivers for the Hippos. Good coverage from Cedar Ridge there.
Excellent coverage, yeah. Prevents 7 points, 6 points.
4:47 here in this third quarter. I say the time so much because we don't have the clock on the screen. I'm trying to do you guys a favor. 3rd and 6 from the 28. Here's Stefik. He looks right. He fires right, and it is caught. Dylan Owens, was it enough for the first down? A generous spot. Looks like that will be enough to move the chains. Forward progress. We do have an injured player on the field. We will take a quick breather. You're watching Cedar Ridge football here on Vype Live. Raiders 35, Hippos 34. More of this third quarter right after this. Back here at Dragon Stadium, being helped off the field. Jeremiah Passmore, talented, dynamic junior defensive tackle. Hopefully he's okay. As we get back to the action here in this third quarter, 4:40 left in this third quarter. Hippos driving, trying to regain the lead. So glad you're with us here on Vype Live after a high-scoring, high-flying first half. Still waiting to see points on the board here in the third. Stefic, snap, Stefic, keeper, Stefic, up the middle, Stefic, close to the first down, 9 yards. Hippos inching closer to the end zone. 2nd and 1 from the 13. Stefic again, same play call, this time blocking to the right side, and Stefic forwards into the end zone for a Hippos touchdown, and the Hippos have the lead back again. Good. Welcome back to Dragon Stadium. He's Kalen Hernandez, producer, camera operator, color commentator. He does it all on Vype Live. I'm Tyler Feldman, just happy to be here, and happy you all are with us here this evening. We've got a great ball game here. 4:21 left in the third quarter. It's Hutto leading Cedar Ridge 41-35, a back-and-forth ball game. Let's see if this Raiders offense can bounce back, and they're going to need to, Kalen, if they want to stay in this ball game.
Yeah, coming out the second half, seems like scoring has slowed down a little bit. More than halfway of the third quarter was chewed up there, and now we get to see the Raiders respond. Once again, Dylan Snoga facing some adversity here.
Dylan Snoga has been oh so impressive. Only a junior. Went to Cedar Ridge varsity football games with his dad growing up, and now he's the quarterback. Gives you chills just thinking about those moments, dreaming of times like these, and those times are now here in the present. So what? You just got to enjoy it, right? Dylan Snoga on 1st and 10 from his own 33. Hands it off to Noah Devenish. Gets a block from Christian Hall, and Devenish follows that offensive line across the 40. Devenish, not the biggest guy in the field, but those legs are strong. He's got those juke moves, and he nearly got to that first down marker.
Uses that power to pick up a few extra yards there. Oh.
And that'll be a false start. Not sure what happened there. A lot of miscommunication.
Might be everyone but the center.
And hold on a second. That's Tillman Subak. That's the backup quarterback. We saw him a lot last week. Subak spelled S-U-B-C-O-Z of Lithuanian descent. So that's where that pronunciation comes from. But it's Tillman Subak out on the field right now. Of course, last week when Dylan Snoga came out, I struggled to find him on the sideline. Same thing is happening again as Subak gives it to Devenish, and Devenish just drags and wills his way for the first down. Boy, does he run tough. Let's see if Tillman Subak can be the guy, the senior quarterback, to lead this offense now. Hands it off to Hall, and Hall follows the seam, follows the blocking. Andres Torres, Isaac Elliott, they're pulling and pushing. Matthew Brunson as well, and Cameron Aspra. This offensive line, you got to win in the trenches, and Cedar Ridge is doing its best work right now. Here's Subak. Fakes the handoff to Devenish. bulldozes his way to just about midfield. And again, Tillman Subak had a lot of action last week when Dylan Snoga went out. So you're seeing that confidence here tonight for the senior gunslinger.
Yeah, he's got his reps in. He looks prepared. He's well prepared for this moment. Also, good push on the offensive line this drive, really running it down, slowing this game down.
And that's what you need. So it's now 3rd down and 4 from their own 49. Here come the Raiders. 2 receivers left. Subak fakes the handoff, and it's read beautifully by the Hutto defense. No chance. No chance at all. That's Michael Blaylark making the stop there behind the line. And so out comes the punt unit. So the offense stalls again. Dylan Snoga, I see him now. He's being tended to on the near sideline, getting that right leg stretched out, maybe cramping. It is a hot night. Right around kickoff, it was 90 degrees with the sun still out. Snap is good. Togus boots it. Jaden Fields, will he field it? No, he'll let it bounce. Touched up around the 15-yard line, so the Hippos, can they go 85 yards, or will the Raider defense say, nah, yet again? You're watching Raiders football right here on Vype Live. We'll be right back after this. Back at Dr. R.L. Peters Jr. Field at Dragon Stadium. It's Raiders trailing Hippos 41-35. Raiders getting set to punt. Will they still punt? Head coach Brian Vardaman having another conversation, the head official here tonight. Togus getting sent to punt the ball. They'll do it all over again. 4th and 9 from their own 44. So a false start penalty forces a repunt. Let's see if Togus can repeat. He's been great tonight. Togus, the snap, the punt, just gets it off in time. Good hang time. Not as deep. Fields. Fair catch. Smart play by Malachi Suh. He wanted to hit him. He opted not to. A little love tap there. Say, that's my bad that I kind of bumped into you a little bit. No flag, though, thankfully, for Raider Nation. And so with $1:48 to go here in this third quarter, Hutto now with the chance to extend their lead even further. Defense has to play hot again here, Caitlin.
This is the exact type of moment of the game where the defense needs to anchor down, watch the middle of the field. Don't let Stefik get in a rhythm. And, yeah, I've got to stop him on these early downs.
1st and 10 from the 32. Stefik fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, twirls, and finally gets brought down around the 38-yard line. Passmore back out there. That's great to see. He was part of that bunch of Raiders to make that tackle. Carraz there too.
Stefik took a shot at the end of that play.
Both quarterbacks fearless. Second and 4 from the 38. Trips right for the Hippos. Stefik, heavy pressure, and Chavez able to break free. Across the 40, good enough to move the chain. So 1st down with 60 seconds to go in this third quarter. And we do have another Raider on the field. We will take a quick breather. When we come back, we will have more Cedar Ridge football right here on Vype Live. First and 10 from the 43. Here's Stefik. Looks right. Heavy pressure. Gets it off just in time. Fields wide open. Makes the grab. Twirls off one tackle. Twirls off another. Across the 35 and down around the 30-yard line. Big pass play, and the Hippos are rumbling downfield.
Once again, Fields just taking over this game. No answer for Coach Vardaman's defense so far to stop slowing down.
First and 10 from the 31. Trips left for the Hippos. Stefik from the shotgun. Throws right to his favorite target, Jaden Fields, and Fields not easy to bring down. Breaking a couple tackles. Finally, it's Hamilton and company taking down number 1.
Once again, it's that hitch route. It's that bread and butter. It's what has kept the chains moving for these Hutto Hippos, and now they're operating near the red zone.
15 seconds to go in this third quarter. Maybe the last play we see. 2nd and 2. Fakes the handoff. Tucks it and runs. Stefik out of bounds. Good enough for the first down. Tough run there from Caden Stefik. So we will get one more play of this third quarter. Clock stopped at 6 seconds. Hippos are driving. Can the Raiders stop them?
It's going to be a crucial red zone trip here for the Hippos, and Raiders got to hold on right here. Bend but don't break. Be a key time for force a turnover here. Timeout.
Hippos call timeout. We'll call timeout too and be right back for more Cedar Ridge Raiders football on Vype Live. Caitlin, if you're the Hippos, what do you do here?
If you're the Hippos, I think you got to go either back to your bread and butter with that hitch route or once again attack the middle of the field. And if you're the Raiders, you absolutely need to bend but don't break right here.
Great point. I think either way, we could be seeing one of those situations. Stefik, he just hands it off to Chavez. Gets a couple yards. That'll do it for the third quarter after 36 minutes of play. 36 minutes of 25 6A football. It's Hutto leading Cedar Ridge 41-35. It's the fourth quarter coming up next. Buckle up, folks. It should be a good one right here on Vype Live. Back at Dragon Stadium for the fourth and final quarter, possibly, with the way this game has gone, maybe overtime. He's Kalen Hernandez. I'm Tyler Feldman. So glad you're with us tonight here on Vype Live. 41-35 Hippos going into this final 12 minutes of play with the lead. 41-35 over the Cedar Ridge Raiders. Hippos trying to extend that lead. It's 2nd down and 8 from the 18. Trips left for the Hippos. Stefik looks left, throws right. It's Jaden Fields, curl out, and he comes back in, grabs it, and gets good chunks of yardage there. Looks to have enough for the first down.
Just as I mentioned, they went right back to that bread and butter. That hitch route to Fields has been money all day.
And the Hippos are going no huddle again. Trips left. Stefik keeps it. And Hamilton and company saying stop right there. Ryder Fitch also there for the takedown.
Almost like he ran into a brick wall. What a stand right there for the Raiders defensive line. The front seven. It's going to need a big push here, especially late in the game when time starts ticking.
Second and goal from the 6. Stefik. Shotgun. Corner pocket. Fields. Did he catch it? No way. He got it. Oh, my. C.J. Forbes with incredible coverage, but Jaden Fields says, I don't care. I'm catching this ball anyway. And the Hippos extend their lead to 47-35. Oh, my. Oh, my.
And that's just a connection you work on in practice. It was a simple fade route, and Fields has been all over this offensive dominance all day, and right there just makes a huge play to put the Hippos up 12, potentially 13 with 11 to go.
.12 lead for the Hippos. Cedar Ridge will need to have resolve and bounce back offensively because from what we've seen, it's been tough to stop this Hippos offense. They're going for 2 to try to extend this to 2 touchdowns. Stefik takes the snap, has a seam right up the gut, and he flips into the end zone for the 2-point try. It is good, and it is now a 49-35 lead for these Hutto Hippos. 2-touchdown lead for Hutto. Raiders will have to respond. We'll have more of Raiders football coming up next on Vype Live. All right, so we will have to see what kind of fight Cedar Ridge has tonight. Trailing 49-35 now. After scoring 35 points in the opening half, the Raiders offensively have gone quiet. Hippos outscoring Raiders 14-0 here in the second half, and now leading 49-35. 15-0, excuse me, as the kick is, some extracurricular bumping, no flags. Okay, we're good. 11:05 left in this ball game. Let's see if Dylan Snoga is back out there.
As you mentioned, was getting
No, he's still getting stretched out, so it'll be more Tillman Subak to start this drive. Tillman Subak. Can he bring the magic? Dylan Snoga still being attended to on the sideline. First and 10 from their 39. Subak on the run, and it's overthrown. Looked like Christian Hall was the intended receiver. Love the confidence there. Now it's time to convert there.
See if Matt Leonard starts to play with some urgency here. Still a lot of time left in this game, but don't want to let the Hippos slip away right here when you've been in control.
Exactly 11 minutes to play. Dragon Stadium the site. 25-6A. Cedar Ridge. Empty set for Subak. Looks right, throws right, quick pass. Over the middle to Burchett, and Burchett gets enough for the first down and then some. Tyler Burchett, a great first name, the junior tight end, moving the chain, so it's first and 10. Devonish on Subak's left hip. Quick pass, this time to Hall. Hall makes one man miss. Tries to break one more tackle. He does. Wow, look at Hall go. And he fights his way for a first down. What a play by Christian Hall. Wow.
Just the sheer strength to wiggle off that tackle and keep the chains moving. And here we go. Raider offense is operating.
1st and 10 now from the 31. 10.5 to play. Trips right for the Raiders. Subak, snap. Hands it off to Devenish. Devenish runs left and gets 1 or 2 yards.
Seems to be some extracurricular there at the end. Ref threw a flag and Raiders offensive lineman appears to be upset. He's having a talk with the head coach right now. Offensive line coach.
Dylan Snoga still being tended to on the sideline. Cramping up is my guess. But clearly a difference with 17 not out on the field. And the officials have to bring back Vardaman. Having a conversation. Doesn't seem overly friendly, Kalen.
Yeah, he's been in the ear of those officials all game, and I mean, when games get tight like this, tempers flare, and totally get it. It's a big call. It's a big call at this point of the game.
1st and 22 after the penalty. Hall in motion. Subak throws it to Hall. Hall, he looks to throw it again. He'll tuck it, he'll run, and he'll be stuffed around the 40-yard line. So it's a gain of about 3 on what was meant to be a trick play, but it didn't work as expected.
I think Vardaman was keeping that one in his back pocket, and yeah, it looks like he was going to try to aim it downfield, try to catch the Hutto Hippos off guard, and there's nothing to go there. Way to pick up a few yards, though. So it's going to be a stoppage. Once again, talking to the official.
Matthew Brunson in the circle as well. Brunson's coming off the field, throwing his hands up like, what did I do? And unfortunately, I'm just not sure what the conversation is for down there. We don't have a sideline reporter. We're up in the broadcast booth. But you can see in the bottom right corner of your screen, there's a conversation. Carter Copeland's there as well. I'll have to chat with Coach Vardaman at some point this week to figure out what that conversation was about, but there's 9:42 left in this ball game. Again, it's Hutto up 2 touchdowns.
It's me at 3rd and long here.
Yes, 3rd and 18 from their 39-yard line. And now it's Cedar Ridge changing the play at the line. Empty set for Tillman Subak. He's got 5 options. He rolls right. He looks right. Now he looks left. He throws downfield to a wide open Christian Hall. Breaks 1 tackle. Hangs on to the football. Christian Hall bounces into the end zone for a Raiders touchdown. 39 yards. Christian Hall. How do you do? And the Raiders are back in this ball game.
And that's why reps matter. I mean, just absolutely prepared for this moment, delivers a perfect strike to Hall, and Hall just did the rest, broke a tackle, and here we go. We got a ball game, Tyler.
How about Tillman Subak coming off the bench and looking oh so confident. Great vision, finds a wide open Christian Hall, and credit Hall, who kind of got lost in the secondary as Cooper Togus' kick is up and good. It is 49-42. Cedar Ridge trailing by a touchdown with 9:13 to go in this ball game. Still a lot of time left, and we'll have it all coming up after this right here on Vype Live. back at Dragon Stadium, where if you're anywhere on a Friday night and you're tuning in to Vype Live for this ball game, you're in for a treat. 9:13 left to play. Hutto hanging on to a 49-42 lead. Kalen Hernandez, I'm Tyler Feldman. We're right here on Vype Live, and so glad you're joining us for this, what should be a fantastic finish. Hutto's offense has been really impressive throughout. Defensively, they finally failed to stop Cedar Ridge in the second half. Kalen, what's got to give here? Because Cedar Ridge needs a stop badly. Again, 9 minutes to go. Still a lot of time, but if you're Cedar Ridge, you would love a 3-and-out or to stop these Hippos from finding the end zone again.
And it all starts with slowing down Jaden Fields. Jaden Fields has, whether it's hitch route, go route, fade route, he's absolutely taken over this game. And as I've mentioned, no answer to just slow him down. So keep an eye on him, keep the middle of the field tight, and give your offense a chance.
Hippos leading by a touchdown. Here's Caden Stefik. He's been great tonight outside of those 2 interceptions. Hands it off to Chavez, and Chavez gets about 3 yards. They're going to run this clock here as much as possible. Try to control the tempo now. Both teams with 3 timeouts. Important to remember as we go deep into this ball game. Under 9 minutes to go. 1st and 10 now, or 2nd and about 7 from the 28-yard line. Here's Stefik. Chavez on his right hip. Hands it off to Chavez. Lots of traffic up front. Hamilton. Passmore. Sears. Carraz. All over the place. Big stop setting up a 3rd down now for this Hutto offense.
Vardaman's defense has been able to force some 3rd downs here. Keep an eye on Jaden Fields right here. He's been
3rd and 5 from the 30. Oh, and heavy pressure. Offside, free play. A little bit too excited on that far side end. He knows it too. Jalen Hamilton, he's been so great tonight. He tapped his chest, hey, that was my bad. And that's tough because that was a big 3rd down opportunity to force these Hippos off the field.
Might have given him a 1st down there. It's 3rd and 5. See if these chains move. And yeah, that'll be a Hutto Hippos 1st down.
Offside, 10-yard penalty, and the 1st down, so
Vardaman can't be happy there.
But you can't let that mistake impact the rest of this drive. Let's see the bounce back from these Raiders defensively. 8 minutes to go in this ball game. Raiders trailing by a touchdown. Two receivers right for the Hippos. 1 man in motion. Here's Caden Stefik. Hands it off to Chavez. Chavez breaks 2 tackles before getting tripped up there. 2nd level by Trent Bell, and Bell has been impressive. Young kid, only a sophomore, but he's been playing really well defensively. Coach Vardaman mentioned that he would be out there. Number 2 would be out there in the secondary. I've loved what I've seen from the sophomore. All right, 2nd and 4. 7.5 to go here in this ball game. Raiders in desperate need of a stop. Can't let the Hippos score on this drive. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Here's Stefik. Play action. Hands it off. There's a flag on the play. Chavez flips over midfield. What will the flag be? It's in the territory of a hold. Let's see if this benefits the Raiders.
Officials discussing. Quick discussion.
It is a hold on the offense. Back go the Hippos. 10-yard penalty. Critical. They'll repeat 2nd down. It'll be 2nd and 14 from the 31. Now the Raiders have a chance. Can't allow a splash play from these Hippos. 7:19 left in this ball game. 2 receivers right for Stefik. He's got Chavez on his right hip. Drops back, fires deep. Intended for Fields, and it is incomplete. Great combined coverage. Josh Gentry and Zion Thorne teaming up to say, Fields, we're going to double you. Good luck.
Vardaman making it clear he wants to slow down Fields, force someone else to beat you.
So now it's 3rd and long. 3rd and 14 from the 31. A huge 3rd down here for the Raiders defensively. 7-11. Time for a Slurpee. Maybe later after this game. Raiders trying to slurp up this Hutto offense. Here we go. 3rd and long.
2 safeties deep here.
Stefik forced out of the pocket. He's scrambling. He's got all kinds of room to run. Well past the 1st down marker. But there is a flag on the play. Hold on just a second. Could it be another hold?
Looks like the offense is walking back.
Wow. Personal foul on the offense. How about that?
Wow. And this is going to be about a 4th and 30?
7 minutes left in this ball game. Again, huge opportunity for this Raiders defense. Can't allow a big splash play. 3rd and 30 from the 15. Here we go. Stefik.
2 high safety.
High pressure. Over the middle. Fields has it, but he's dragged down immediately. Josh Gentry again. Sets up a 4th and long. Will the Hippos go for it? I can't imagine them doing so, Kalen.
At this point of the game, I think you got to punt the ball back. Yep. Punting unit's
So a huge stop. Penalties aiding the Raiders, forcing the Hippos to punt. Now the question is, starting quarterback Dylan Snoga still getting tended to, now sitting on the bench, so he's no longer horizontal, getting stretched out behind his teammates. Will we see him? I'm not sure. I think it'll be Tillman Subak again. Could be proven wrong, though. 4th and 18 from the 27. Matias Aguilar punts it low. Trickles across midfield and down at the 39-yard line. So 61 yards to go. Can the Raiders do it? Can they tie up this ball game? We'll find out right after this on Vype Live. Back at Dragon Stadium, 6:03 left to go. 4 receivers left for Tillman Subak. Subak steps up in the pocket, lets it fly, and go! Carter Copeland had it. It was thrown behind him, though, so he was open a little bit behind number 12, Carter Copeland, and so good chance there. Unsuccessful, though, Kalen.
Yeah, had him right there in the seam, and that's a connection they'll work on. Brutal.
All right, here we go. 2nd down and 10 from the 39. 3 receivers right. Subak hands it off to Noah Devonish, and Devonish, not a lot of room there. Couldn't find the seam. A trio of Hippos blocking things off, and so that'll set up a quick 3rd down. Not a lot of clock has run on this offensive possession for the Raiders. 3rd and 8 from the 41. Need a big play here.
And right now is the time where you'd like to target Jake McGill.
Big play, Jake. Big play, Jake. 5.5 to play. Raiders trailing by 7. 49-42. Tillman Subak of Lithuanian descent. And there's a timeout. Raiders are going to take a timeout. We're also going to take a timeout. When we come back, the final 5:13 of this ball game. You're watching Cedar Ridge Raiders football right here on Vype Live. Big 3rd down and 8 from their own 41-yard line. Can Tillman Subak, the senior backup quarterback, carve up some magic for Raider Nation? 5:13 left to play. It's Hippos 49. It's Raiders 42. 2 receivers right. Flanked by 2 running backs on either hip. Hall in motion. Here's Subak over the middle for McGill, and he got dragged, but I don't see a flag. The whole Cedar Ridge sideline is asking for a flag. It looked like Jake McGill, they went to big play Jake. It looked like he got dragged down there, but no flag thrown. So it's a 4th and 8 now. Do they go for it? Looks like they will.
Offense staying out there on the field.
Oh, my.
And just like we dialed it up, it was a time to hit big play Jake, and just right there, and now it's going to set up a crucial 4th down with 5:09 to go.
This is critical. Got to get it here. Empty set for Subak. 3 right, 2 left. Trying to get the Hippos offside. No budge. Subak commanding the offense. 4th and 8 on the 41. Subak drops back, throws deep for Copeland, and it's overthrown. So they go for the big splash on 4th down, and it's 4 and out. Turnover on downs for this Cedar Ridge offense, so now the defense will have to stand tall, trailing 49-42 with 5:03 left to play.
And he had a step right there. Gave him a chance, but just a tough play to make, and yeah, we're going to have to rely once again on Coach Vardaman's defense to give the offense maybe one more chance at this.
Gotta wonder what's going through Dylan Snoga's mind right now. Hard to imagine this game being different with him out there. Certainly. Chavez gets the handoff. Gets about 5 yards. Clock continues to tick-tock. Raiders with 2 timeouts left. Hippos with 3. It is crunch time. This game is not over quite yet. But you don't want the Hippos to find the end zone here. Let's see what this Cedar Ridge defense is made of.
Discussion between the officials occurring right now.
We need to get a wireless mic attached to the officials. Cedar Ridge band playing Toxic. Apropos, I'd say, for this situation.
They're crushing it that
I'm not sure it's geared toward the officials, possibly. I don't want to speak for the band. But that's one of the best bands in all the land. Here we go. Clock's running. Stefik on 2nd and 5. Hands it off to Chavez, and Chavez gets pushed forward by that Cedar Ridge defense. Looks to be enough for the 1st down. Raiders running out of time. Need a stop. Or a turnover. Wouldn't that be nice?
Be the perfect play right now. Who's going to step up?
Stefik hands it off back to Chavez, and he just has a whole lot of steam up the gut for about 9 yards.
Late in games is when fatigue starts to set in. Defense looks a little gassed right now, but with everything they have left in the tank, can they force a turnover?
Other scores tonight, McNeil beats Westwood 70-45. Vista Ridge just sneaks past Round Rock 30-29. Vandegrift blanks Stony Point 24-0. And the last 25 6A game still in action is right here at Dragon Stadium. 3 minutes to go. Stefik hands it off back to Chavez, and Chavez steamrolls into the end zone untouched, and a huge touchdown for the Hippos. This one may be over as fans begin to get up and leave.
Just bursted right through the hole. And yeah, as I mentioned, this is where fatigue can show up. And now they go up 13 with only 3 to go.
Extra point is up and good. Back to a 2-touchdown lead. It's 56-42 Hippos. 3 minutes left to go. This game isn't over, but we're going to see a lot of fight, hopefully, from these Raiders when we come back right here on Vype Live. Back here at Dragon Stadium, what was once a very lively Raider Nation on this near side has gotten quiet just a bit. It's a 2-touchdown lead for the Hippos with 3 minutes to go. Kalen Hernandez, Tyler Feldman as the Hippos get set to kick it off. Kalen, it's, I don't want to play the guessing game, but Dylan Snoga goes out, and this offense totally changes as Therese Harrison receives it around the 15 with a lot of speed before getting tackled just shy of the 30-yard line.
And you're totally right, Tyler. I mean, this could be a totally different ball game with Snoga. First half, I mean, chains were moving effortlessly from the first play of the game, pure explosiveness from Snoga. And right now it seems like we're just going to play catch-up.
And you have to give Tillman Subak kudos again this week because he came in again and was able to get this offense going to a degree. Mm-hmm. But just looking at Caden Stefik in that Hippos offense, they never dropped a beat and kept things rolling. So now it's time for these Raiders, led by Tillman Subak, to hopefully mount a comeback. On the run, Subak intended for Harrison, incomplete. Good coverage there from the Hippos. So 2:53 to go. Sets up a 2nd down and 10 from the 29. Subak from the shotgun. Patterson pass protecting. Across the middle. He's got his man Carter Copeland, and Copeland into Hippos territory. That's how you do it. Chains are moving, and so are the Raiders.
Copeland's been an absolute chain mover today.
And they've got to work quickly here. 2:38 to go. Trips left. Subak rolls left. Buying time and finally just throws it away. Good coverage in the secondary by the Hippos. 2.5 minutes to go. 2-touchdown lead for the Hippos on top of these Raiders. Again, if you're just joining us, welcome. It was 35-34 Raiders at the half. Dylan Snoga goes out. He's still in uniform, dealing with some tightness, it would seem, based on our observations up here in the broadcast booth. Out comes Tillman Subak, the senior backup quarterback. He's got An empty set now with Patterson in motion. Subak rolls right, tucks it. He'll run, and he'll get forced out of bounds just shy of the first down marker. So, again, good drive here from the Raiders. They'll need to get a quick touchdown here. Likely go onside kick, get the ball back or force a turnover to have any sort of chance of getting back in this ball game. Trips left for the Raiders. Subak hands it off to Patterson. And Patterson, that boy can run while having some fun. Inside the 25 for the first down. Chains are moving. 2:15 left in this ball game. Something's got to give. Raiders working quickly. They go back to Patterson. Patterson this time gets leveled after getting just 1 or 2 yards.
Should be the last play before the 2-minute timeout.
And it is. Raiders will talk things over. And so will Kalen and I. We'll be right back here on Vype Live. Welcome back, Dragon Stadium. The last 25-6A game of the night, still in action. He's Kalen Hernandez. I'm Tyler Feldman. 2 minutes left for these Raiders, trailing by 2 touchdowns to mount a comeback. And it's Tillman Subak, the backup quarterback. Got to give him credit, Kalen. He has come in and has given these Raiders a chance. Let's see what he does here. 56-42. Second down and 3 from the 22. Subak drops back, flings it, and it's intercepted. He threw it right to the Hippos, and of all guys, it is Jaden Fields fielding yet another touchdown, this time on the defensive side of the ball as he cramps up, and that good, and so with a buck. Vype Live, proudly your home of Cedar Ridge Raiders football this season. Kalen Hernandez producing. I'm Tyler Feldman. It's been a fun one tonight. Unfortunately for Raiders Nation, the second half has not gone as planned. Raiders currently trailing 63-49. They'll try the onside kick, and they get it back! Oh my! Yes, sir! Let's go! The fight from Raider Nation is present. Just like we saw last week, we get to see it again tonight. Just an excellent boot from Cooper Togus. The officials are huddling. It'll be Raider ball. So again, this game not over just yet. It's a 2-touchdown game. You get a quick one here. I know it's only 1:22 left on the clock, Kalen, but hey, they've got a chance.
I mean, I am a believer of miracles. Minute 22. Just got to strike. Give it your best shot. A puncher's chance.
Tillman Subak. 4 receivers to his left. And he goes left. Downfield for Carter Copeland. There is a flag. Bunch of whistles, too.
It's thrown in the direction of the middle of the field, right around where the ball was thrown.
Buck 17 left on the clock.
Head official looking to make the call. On the defense.
So it's a penalty on the defense and an automatic first down. As the Hippos call timeout, we will call timeout and have more Raiders football right after this, right here on Vype Live. This game not over just yet. 1st and 5 from the 50. Empty set for Tillman Subak. Subak, oh, he drops the snap. He has to recover. He does recover. He rolls right before getting ripped down. Braden Daniel chasing down Tillman Subak. Raiders quickly call a timeout just to stop the clock. 68 seconds left. Penalty on the offense actually will stop the clock.
Just above, right around $1:08 to go.
Hippos still up, 2 touchdowns as they move back the Raiders. The Raiders will have to do their best magic trick if they want any chance of tying this game. They already got the one onside kick, and that's why they have the ball back right now. With 68 seconds left, it's an empty set for Tillman Subak. Subak steps up in the pocket, has to get rid of it, and he doesn't. Sacked. Ball pops loose. It's Braden Daniel again. Back-to-back plays chasing down Tillman Subak. As the clock continues to run. 40 seconds left. Even with 2 timeouts, Raiders saying this one may be over. They'll put Patterson on the left hip of Subak. 4 receiver set. Subak still doesn't see anything. He'll take himself, flag on the play, and go down across the 45-yard line. We've got an injured Raider kneeling at the 35-yard line. It's Christian Hall, with 16 seconds left. He'll limp off the field. This loss is going to sting tonight, Raider Nation. A great effort in the first half. Dylan Snoga goes out and does not come back in the second half. And Caden Stefik, quarterback of the Hippos, had his way with this Cedar Ridge defense pretty much start to finish. He did throw 2 interceptions, so you credit the Raiders' defense at times. But man, this is a tough district. 25-6A is no joke.
Just to mention the MVP of this game, Jaden Fields. What a performance tonight.
And Jaden Fields has been the beneficiary of great passing and great separation presented by Caden Stefik. All at the same time, yeah, Fields has done it. Pick 6 on defense, plenty of touchdowns on offense. He has been acrobatic and versatile for this Hippos team. 16 seconds left. Here's Subak on 1st and 10. Fires to a diving Carter Copeland, the junior, makes the catch inside Hippos territory. 6 seconds left. Raiders will get one more chance at the end zone. The snap is low. It's bobbled. Subak. Let's see if he has some magic. He now looks to throw it deep. He keeps it, tucks it across the 25, and runs out of bounds at the 22-yard line. And that's how this ball game ends, folks. The Hippos shocked the Raiders in this second half, outscoring Cedar Ridge by 22. En route to a comeback 63-49 victory. With the win, the Hutto Hippos improved to 2-0, 2-1, 1-0 in district play, and with the loss, the Raiders fall to 1-2, 0-1 in district play. Up next for the Raiders, next Friday, they'll be back at the Palace, Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex, to take on Westwood. As for Hutto, they've got Manor next Friday. Kalen, overall thoughts on this 63-49 loss for Cedar Ridge?
As you mentioned, the story of this game is going to be Dylan Snoga. First half, like you said, this well-oiled machine of an offense was moving down the field. Snoga was operating. Big play. Jake made a couple of plays. The moment he went down, you can feel a big momentum swing. And once the Hippos went up 14, they did not look back.
No, they did not. An impressive victory tonight for the Hutto Hippos on the road, stunning Cedar Ridge here at Dragon Stadium. Once again, the final score, Hutto 63, Cedar Ridge 49. For Kalen Hernandez and Randy Fry and the rest of our Vype Live team, I'm Tyler Feldman saying so long from Dragon Stadium. It's Hippos 63, Raiders 49. Everyone get home safely, and we will see you next Friday night at the Palace for Cedar Ridge, Westwood.